Hey everyone, Bobby here, aka Madness80, doing another throwback video. I'm gonna keep doing these, whether you guys watch them or not. I love them, and I love showcasing the figures in my collection. Here we got, this is gonna sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but I'm OG, dude. I was in on Mezco years before the 112 collected. I mean, years. This is a 2004 Hellboy movie figure with Ivan the Corpse from the Guillermo Del Torro films of the same name. And it is, I mean, back then, this figure blew minds. It was very, I mean, look how well sculpted in the detail. So some of the engineering obviously will be outdated on this figure, but man, it is a cool piece. I have the first wave complete on card with the exception of this dude. I don't know why I opened this dude. I'm happy I opened this dude, and I find him every now and then when digging through bins and checking out some figures, and I'm happy to showcase him here for you. So we'll take a look at Ivan the Corpse. I got the rope wrapped around old Hellboy's hand there. So you can see it's just a swivel. There's no ball, nothing like that. But the sculpted detail is insane. Let me get some light on Ivan the Corpse here. So good, man. Mezco was, amazing. Mezco and NECA back then in the early 2000s, man. They were knocking some stuff out of the park. Look at that. Nice noose. Again, there's no other way to connect him to Hellboy. I feel like a modern day figure will have a peg, similar to McFarlane's Scarecrow and Bane. So he has like this weird phallic-like plug that comes out and goes right into Bane's back. This you just kind of plop on and, tie the rope around Hellboy's hand or arm or whatever you want to do to make it. Of course, sticky tack, whatever you guys going to do for your action figure photography. But as mentioned, just a swivel. There's no ball, so you could see swivels down there, swivel here, swivel there. It is a soft rubbery material, you could see. Oh man, that looks weird. That's trippy. Painted nicely. It's great detail. And Mezco did a ton of Hellboy figures. I think they also did some comic figures, which I wish I had, and I wish they would do in 112 form, or just action figures form again. It'd be nice to see Mezco tackle some action figures again. I'd love a Hellboy line from somebody. This is good. Moving on. And here is Ron Perlman Hellboy up close and personal. I got some white speck there. This figure, at least, under my care, is held up. Still has shelf presence and would look great on any collector's modern day shelf. Look at that detail. So good. God, man, they nailed the likeness even way back then. This was some high quality stuff for that time. I mean, compared against 2004, like Toy Biz Marvel Legends were still a thing. So, there's some of that similar engineering, like those balls at the hips, and then you rotate the ball depending on which direction you want to go. I don't like that. But let's just admire the texture work and the sculpting work there. BPRD logo there. BPRD logo there. You get it on the gun handle. Looking awesome. And this figure's held up. It doesn't have that sticky residue, but I don't know if that's because of my paranoia keeping him in a plastic baggie after all these years and not necessarily on the shelf. He does have some dust and grime on his leg there. That isn't sculpting detail or paint detail. That's on me. I could have cleaned this figure up a little better for the camera, but he looks good. Hands look good. The wrinkles and the different shades of brown on the coat, looking good. Buttons, flaps, the way this aged leather looks. His hand, tail sticking out in the back there. Again, his boots and all that. Let's take his piece out. Working holster. I mean, look at the detail in that holster. Nice dry brushing going on. 2004, man. Swear, McFarlane changed the game, and then NECA and Mezco came out and kept up with him and did one better with, since these figures are articulated. Nice dry brush over this. And Mezco's always been about the details with the guns, even back then. So we see stuff like this in the 112 line. Look, it even has a hole in the barrel. So if you had modern day effect pieces, this may be too big. You may find some that are a perfect fit. If you were to find this figure at some point. As for articulation on this dude, man. So his head is on a ball. I mean, look at that range. Holy cow. Look at that. Awesome. So you could see his ab crunch is a little weird. I don't think that was really favored when they're cut at this weird angle like that. Barely any range, but you also get the hip. Ball jointed at the shoulders, raising his flap up. So much give. Bicep way up high. His arm cannot go down, like he's pretty much stuck. Single jointed elbow. No interchangeable hands, and it's just on a swivel. You know, we were lucky to get, that just wasn't common too much back then, any interchangeable parts. As far as arm, it bends, or it swivels at the elbow. And is this, yeah, this is on a ball, which is pretty impressive for its time for the hand. And again, as I mentioned, those hips are on a ball that you just kind of, depending on the angle you want to rotate them, you got to fudge around with that. But a thigh swivel, single jointed knee, weird residue or whatever that is. You could see the joint at the ankle there. Hey, there was some pivot back then. Cool. And his tail's actually cut in a couple places, or one place. So it's on a swivel, left and right there, but then you got a cut there, and you got a cut here. Boom, boom. Looking fantastic. This figure is awesome. Again, don't have the 1000 Toys figure to compare him to now. I do have that figure. But yeah, this piece, and Mezco, I mean, God, Mezco was just killing it back then. This the Hellboy line for the first film and for the second film. Their Popeye line, which was another fantastic thing. And we've seen both these characters revisited in the 112 line. So I loved Mezco action figures, and I wouldn't be opposed to them returning to just making, you know, plain action figures. But, you know, their focus seems to be on the 112 soft goods figures, the Living Dead dolls, and the 5 points. So, you know, if you see this guy, I would highly recommend you track him down. I guess that doesn't make sense. You know, track him down, and then if you see him, purchase him. He's worthy. I mean, he's gorgeous, dude. This figure holds up so much. I'm pretty hyped that I found him and rekindled my action figure love for this dude. That's it for me. That's Hellboy. It isn't it. Let me get a figure real quick. So real quick, I wanted to compare him to a modern action figure. And you could see, you know, he's got some good height. I don't recall if Hellboy towers over the average man. I know Ryan Reynolds or Deadpool is probably on the taller side, over 6 inches, or sorry, 6 feet. I think we're all over 6 inches there. But yeah, I mean, again, this figure holds up. And then I got a Mafex Catwoman here. And again, it would fit nicely in your collection if you were to track him down today. That's it for me. That's this week's Throwback Madness. Thank you for taking a look at this video. I will see you in the next